a world that we live in, it's like everything is poison. That's why I try to tell people, make your local farmer your grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't grow it, which
I
is
agree.
fine. Not a lot of people, I don't grow everything. I don't have beef, I don't raise pigs, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go to a local farmer I trust. I always encourage people to tour the farms.
Nice.
Like,
All right. Welcome to another episode of Outstanding in the Field. My name is Chaz Self with Grays and Gains, and today my podcast guest is Brandi from Mother Hen Homestead. Appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us.
thanks for having me.
Great. So, give us a little bit about yourself. I'm really curious about your social media and how you got involved in that, and kind of give me the lowdown of what your social media life is, and as well as what your success or stories that got into farming, how food became a parent of that, how fitness became into your social media, and kind of give us a rundown.
Yeah, it really is based off of my kids. When I had kids, everything changed. It was like you started looking at the ingredients, you started thinking about the environmental toxins, literally everything. It was like one of those rabbit holes that you just kept going down and
Yeah.
down and down.
Yeah.
And so I started a little garden, just started with some tomatoes. We actually lived in like a kind of city area at the time when I first had my son, and that was 12 years ago. So we started with little simple foods, and it kind of just grew from there. We moved out into more of like a rural area. We have an acre of land, and we figured out how to, with that small amount of land, to be able to have a very large garden. And we had chickens, we have ducks, we raise meat birds every year. We've even raised turkeys, and I recently had goats. So we just kind of wanted to get back to what our ancestors were like. And with everything going on and all the crap they put in our food these days, that was a big one for me. I didn't want to have to worry about my kids' health when eating food. And it was even so with organic. It was like nothing you did was good enough. It was the water wasn't good enough. You have to filter it with this, but that filter isn't good enough. It was cooking ware wasn't good enough. It was literally everything you had to dissect. And it's almost like once you know, you can't go back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like once you know one thing, it just trickles into your entire life.
Yeah.
So it was super important for us to raise the kids around knowing where their food came from, because I'm sure it's shocking how many kids don't.
Yeah.
And how many kids think that, I mean, there was like a very large percentage, I'm not going to quote it just in case I mess it up, but of kids that thought chocolate milk came from brown cows.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what? This is so sad. So then it was, not only did I want to help my own family, but I also wanted to help other people. So I started Mother Hen's Homestead, and it just started off just sharing snippets of my life. And people liked it, apparently. Like, I had zero intentions of being an influencer.
Yeah.
I get awkward behind the camera. I feel like it's weird. I feel like, why would anybody care what I'm doing? Like, do your own thing.
Yeah.
So then when it got to be the size it is now, I was like, okay, great. Like, I can finally make, hopefully, an impact. So then I started teaching homesteading courses, and then I started making ebooks and selling those, all geared towards children. Like, I love to help the adults, but I fear that the kids, they don't teach this stuff in school. They just don't. I don't know why. Well, I kind of do, but I want it to be where everybody has the opportunity to know and understand. And a lot of adults don't know how to teach their kids about that, because a lot of adults aren't doing it,
Mm-hmm.
but they want them to know. So that's where I feel like I try to come in, because these ebooks that I create, they're like almost 100 pages, just packed with fun educational resources to teach kids in a fun way about where their food comes from and how they can grow food and all of that stuff. But it just kind of happened. It just kind of grew. And obviously, like, it's a lifestyle, right? So it's not just a trend. It's not a phase. You make it your entire lifestyle. That's
Mm-hmm.
why fitness is so important to me and my family. We go often as a family because it all ties together. It is all one. And more than ever before, I feel that we really need to look at what's going on. Like, unfortunately, it's a disaster right now.
Hmm.
Society is a disaster. Everything is a disaster, and people put blinders on, and I feel that we really, really need to take those off and see it for what it is. And yes, the government doesn't care about you, and those that think they do, I'm sorry that, but you're wrong. So I'm just trying to do my best, and I'm trying to use my platform for good. I don't ever work with brands or sit down with people that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
It's just something about me. I never pay for followers. I've never paid for bots. I've never advertised. I've never marketed, nothing,
Yeah.
because I just want it to be authentic me and organic, and I want people to be able to know that and trust that. So when I say, you guys stop eating this or look into this, they do.
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't.
Well, that's great. And I mean, a lot of influencers and now too, like exactly what you said, would be like, show up and be able to get sponsored and see the money. Has that ever been like, have you ever been like almost asked or pushed by a company that you were like, I don't agree with you at all, man. Like I'm good. There's just no way.
Yes, yes,
Oh, that's
quite a bit actually. There's a handful every week of emails that I get that they want to pay me, and it's a lot of money to promote their product, and I just don't agree with it. It either has plastic or it's just materials that are filled with toxins that I don't want in my home. And again, I'm trying to help people live the low tox,
yeah.
the real life. So I refuse.
Good for you,
I
man.
refuse
I have
to
a
do
lot of respect for that. That's awesome.
it.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, why, if you do that, who are you? Like, I
Yeah.
wouldn't compromise myself, and I wouldn't want my kids to compromise themselves for money. Like, no thanks. I'd rather
True.
live within my means and a little less than be a fake.
Yeah, that's true. And unfortunately, it seems like the world um, puts fake up on a pedestal now, or it
Yeah.
gets things, and you're like, oh man. So that's revealing for it's rewarding for me to hear because as a farmer, I always think about writing books, but the books would be so death and destructive. And I'm pretty sure one of the titles would probably be like, yeah, we wake up before the rooster. You know what I mean? It would be kind of so. It's good to see, and when you get on the topic of like a brown, brown cow or brown cows produce chocolate milk. I mean, I give tours every Saturday. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And some people don't even know milk comes from a cow. We're that far gone.
Stop.
So I'm not even lying.
Stop.
And if you're on that level where you're like, okay, this is great, this is going. So one thing that happens, being in this, it just involved in farming so much, what kills me with products, and maybe you can touch on this too, is the greenwashing. So like
Mm.
Kemp's is like a dairy here in Wisconsin or whatever, and every single Kemp advertisement you see, the cows are on grass. Not one of them
Oh.
drinks grass. So why, or I guess maybe this is like something bigger topic, but why have we gotten to a point where marketing has greenwashed a product, but they're not doing it to sell it, but then they won't make the right choices to do something that's better for the environment or your kids or toxins or stuff, and or even to add on to that, do you think you see a push for maybe less toxins, or you see more drive, right? The vote for your dollar. Do you see more people going to this sort of style and trying to do the best that they can?
It it is hard because people want to trust. People want to trust the government. People want to trust products. So yeah, when they switch the packaging and they put those keywords on there, when in reality it's the furthest thing from the truth, or it's the crazy you only have to have 1% to call it that, and it's not. People want to think that people would never poison you. There's no way they would ever do that. Why would they ever do that?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys, if you really think about it, and it's messed up, but the government and society wants us sick. They want to control us. I mean, we've seen it with the bird flu, with this, with raw milk, with everything.
Mm-hmm.
They want to be able to control us, because when they control us, we have no power at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then what? And so I feel like people do want to trust that, which is sad. And I think that businesses really should be held accountable, but they never will be.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is up to every single person to be able to deep dive it. Like, it is your responsibility
Yeah.
to research everything, not only for yourself, but for your kids. In my eyes, it's neglect, you know, and I know, and the truth hurts, man. It sucks to be told that.
Yeah.
And people will come at me for it, but it is still the truth. It doesn't change the facts.
Hmm.
So if you really care, you would deep dive companies. I mean, there are some companies that I'm like, oh, this is a great product. And then later down the road, it's got lead in it, it's got this. And I'm like, are you kidding?
Hmm.
Dang it. But then you switch and then you find this. But in a world that we live in, it's like everything is poison. That's why I try to tell people, make your local farmer your grocery store.
Hmm.
If you can't grow it, which is
Right.
fine. Not a lot of people, I don't grow everything. I don't have beef, I don't raise pigs, you know, none of that.
Hmm.
So then I go to a local farmer I trust. I always encourage people to tour the farms.
Nice.
Like you
Yeah.
can't just trust like what you see. You have to take it into your own hands. So I always tell people, tour a couple farms, ask them questions, don't be afraid, and figure out which one suits you best and then go with it. But I don't understand what happened where the switch was, instead of relying on a farmer, which you know then where the food comes from, you're relying on the grocery store. And before things go to the grocery store,
Hmm.
they're from all over the place. Like I can't do it, and I don't understand honestly why people don't see it for what it is. I really can't. But I also think that when people are drinking the water that they're drinking and they're not filtering it, or they are eating the food, I think that it's having an impact more than they think it is.
Hmm.
And it's changing men, it's changing people, it's changing everyone. And
Hmm.
once you're changed, like, there's no coming back from that. And why would you want to
So.
do that? We need to fix the next generation because this one's broken.
Hmm.
Well, right now it's just completely effed. So we need to take it into our own hands and figure out what ways we can contribute. And again, if you're not the growing type, if you're not, don't have land, that's okay.
Hmm.
Like I taught kids on how, even if you live in an apartment, you can grow food, you can be self-sufficient, you can make your own bread, you can cook from scratch,
Yeah.
you know, and just be aware of everything. Being a homesteader doesn't necessarily mean you have to do all the things. It doesn't. It's just doing your best, and little by little. I say take one step at a time.
Hmm.
Make all your own cleaning products because those are the worst.
Hmm.
That is not good. And people just think that they get sick. This is what also drives me nuts. People think they get sick from specific viruses and bacteria and all that stuff. But in reality, it is what they're spraying in the sky. It is
Hmm.
what you're drinking. It's what you're putting on your body or your perfumes. It is so much more than
Yeah.
that.
Your compromised immune system is down. Yeah.
Everything.
Um, what do you think food plays in when it comes to like fitness and health? Because I kind of sit on both sides with like the bodybuilding world as well as the farm world with good quality. But you meet most bodybuilders, like unless you're like Mr. Olympia and Chris Bumsteads, they probably choose a better product. But for most part, it's like Costco chicken and bleached white rice, man. Like that's fitness for you. So what do you think the food that we've consumed or most people do consume? What type of role do you think that plays in their fitness journey?
I think it plays a bigger role than people think, and that's why people then go to steroids. If you did it right, and it also comes down to having an idea of what you want to be, or comparing yourself to people, or
Hmm.
what society makes you
Yeah.
believe what you are. But everybody's journey is so different. So what I would want to do might not what another woman wants to be like, or what you want to grow might not be what somebody else, right? So it depends. But I specifically feel that food, I mean, we've all heard this, right? Like abs are made in the kitchen, not the gym.
Hmm.
And it's so true. Like obviously you have to grow your muscles, right? But what you eat plays a bigger role in your physical health than anybody could ever imagine. Because also think about the food you're intaking. So say you go to Costco and get all that fake chicken,
Hmm.
the stringy fake stuff that ain't even chicken, or Chick-fil-A, or whatever you're going for, that is slowly compromising your immune system. So guess what? Your body is not going to concentrate on muscle growth and recovery. It is trying to get rid of what you just put in it that's foreign.
Yeah.
So if you put in good food, like I said, we raise meat birds. So I'm a huge fitness people, huge into chicken, right? And turkey and stuff like that. So I make sure I raise my own. I can't trust any of
Yeah.
that. And if I didn't, raise my own, I would go to a farmer that I trust, because I know you guys raise meat birds, and that would be my number one stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because what you put in, it does affect you in the long run. And people always like, well, I grew up and I ate that and I'm fine, you know? And I'm like, but you're not. You have anxiety. You're sickly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my kids and me and my husband, we never get sick. We're never sick. And it's, I know it's because we take our immune system, like we prioritize it big time.
Mm-hmm.
We prioritize what we put in our body. Our body's a temple, you get one.
Yeah.
And so I personally think that people who just give their kids junk, they just screens, this, take this, it's easier, it's cheaper, it's whatever, it's going to damage the next generation and the next generation, the next, for a long, long time. And I, like I've said before, I think it's neglect.
Research. Yeah.
I really do, but of course nobody will ever be held accountable.
Yeah. So we just started on this social media journey. How do you balance your social media life and your home life? Because it seems like it's so easy for me now to be like, my kids are older, we're all teenagers now. Like I actually have more time to myself.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you? Are you able to balance social media? Do you like set a few hours to yourself, or you like, I can only check it this amount of time? And do you feel like you have a healthy balance between social media and life? Because sometimes I see myself and I'm just like, damn, dude, like, now I'm like every couple hours, I'm like, how many, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like how, if you have a healthy balance with that, or is it still kind of a struggle for you as well?
Well, when I also homeschool my kids,
Sweet.
so I am with them all the time. And so it was when I first started out, they did go to school. So I did have a little bit more time to put into it, but I am a big advocate for scheduling. Take some time, grab some content and just freaking make it, schedule and be done with it. And now that I am where I am now, and my main focus is on my family. Like nothing will ever take away from that. Regardless of what people like to say on my social media,
Yeah.
I don't spend that much time on it, and it never takes away from my kids or my family, because there is a balance. You just have to find it.
Yeah.
And whether that is, you get up an hour early and you schedule it and you do what you got to do. I like to put in my notes section. So I like to have a notes section of all the things, because sometimes random ideas come to you.
Yeah.
And sometimes you might be busy, right? And you don't have the time.
Eloise.
You don't have the time at that moment to make the content and get it out.
Yeah.
So just put it in your notes section quick. Okay, this, and then put reel or post, and then go about your day. It takes 2 seconds. And then it used to be stories. Do you remember on Instagram when stories were like the best thing in the world? Like everybody just shared stories all the time.
Oh.
And now it's a little bit less, but I remember seeing myself, just everything that I was doing had to be storied and put out there immediately. And I realized that, okay, this is not working. This is not healthy.
Yeah.
And you have to realize what it is. You have to be like, oh, okay, this isn't what I want.
Yeah.
So how can I make it that? So just I'll take some photos, I'll take some videos, and then at the end of the day, maybe I'll share them.
Yeah.
But there is definitely, it's easier to balance than people think. You just have to make it work.
Yeah. Good point. Then the one I love, because we're just starting. How do you deal with all the fucking bullshit comments, dude? Like, I'm sorry, man, it's crazy.
It is.
And I don't know. I wouldn't even follow you. We had one viral video on Pizza on the Farm. It was Charlie Barron's wife.
Okay.
Whatever. She's a beautiful young woman, and she did the same thing everyone else does, and it got like 2 million views, and half the comments were derogatory. And I was like, what the? I was like, so how do you personally deal with it, or do you just get over it, or it's just part of the social media life? All right.
You definitely get over it. And I will say that when you get nasty comments, it depends like where I am in life. So if I'm struggling a little bit, then those comments hurt a little bit more. Yeah. Or when I was just starting out, they hit hard, because you're not getting validated too, right? So you have a lower count of followers, and then they're shitting on you.
Yeah.
So that was hard. But once you get past a certain hump, or you're like, you know what, I really don't care. Like then you're golden. Like I don't even look at my comment section barely ever, because most of the time at this point, I'll have people come to my defense anyways, and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
what she said.
Yeah.
You know, because I personally, if I give every negative comment my energy, I will be a basket case,
Yeah.
and I won't be present for my kids, and it does affect you because
Yeah.
it does suck. Nobody wants to hear negative stuff about
Yeah.
themselves, but you
Well, and
also have
half
to
it's
realize
lies too and bullshit,
exactly.
you know.
You also have to realize who they're coming from. And most of them you don't want to trade places with anyways, and half of the world is morons.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
so I
more than
don't
half.
I'll pass on your
Yeah.
advice. Thanks though.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's a good way to put it. Um, so if you were back start at zero again and you wanted to start a social media, or you have, or even worse, if somebody is looking to start maybe spreading the same thing you are about Homestead, or what we look like in the fitness industry or something, do you have any suggestions getting going that you would give somebody?
I would say 120% be yourself.
Yeah, cool.
Don't try to be other people. Don't try to copy other people's stuff. Be yourself, because the algorithm now knows. It's all AI. They know everything. So if you don't have more original content, they won't share it.
Yeah.
So mine is just keep going, keep being authentic. Don't give up, because there are so many times when I was just starting out that even my husband was like, you're really posting that, like, oh, why? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I know it's gonna do something someday, and I just liked it.
Yeah.
Like, if you just like it, then it's fine. But as long as you can control your surroundings and yourself, so if it's having a negative impact on you, then I would scale back. If it's not, then keep going.
Yeah.
So it's just
Got a friend.
it's just keep on going, and don't quit, and find what works for you. Everything is saturated. Everybody's doing something. So you just have to find your little niche,
Yeah.
and do it, and don't feel crappy about it. But definitely, you got to post a lot. You really, really have to um, engage with other people. Like, this isn't a negative thing. It should be positive. It should be community. I try to push community. So be friendly with other people. Tell them, if you're going to post something in similar content, give them credit.
Yeah.
Give them credit, build relationships. And that's just how you build. Is it doesn't have to be cutthroat. It does not have to be women against women, which is what society makes us believe right now.
Bart, get out of the way.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Go.
society wants to pin women against each other, and it's extremely sad to watch.
Yeah.
Because the same women that are for women's rights are the same women that will tear you down in the next breath. If you do not have the same thought process and you don't agree with somebody, you will literally be their worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's sad, and it shouldn't be like that.
Yeah.
Because for you to care that much, you should never care about somebody else's life that much. You need to focus your energy in your life, in your family. And it shows. Once you do that, good things start happening, and then you're a happy person, and happy people don't do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Successful business people don't judge other successful people, you know.
Exactly.
Great. Well, what I was really inspired me when we started is that, like, the family value thing. Like, for me, it's like I'm sure you're close to my age, but even millennials, like, it's like single use marriages now. Like, and I'm not even religious, and my marriage means more than anything to me in the world.
Absolutely.
And why do you think it's our millennial or Gen X, or why has it been so easy to just give up something that
Social media.
You think so? Yeah.
Social media, 100%.
Damn. Yeah.
I know it's a double-edged sword for sure. And I guess if you do not learn how to use it properly, it will use you.
Yeah.
And that's just how that goes. But it 100% is society and social media. The next best thing is right there scrolling. Oh my God, you have 1 billion people.
Yeah.
And you can see everything about them. Usually that doesn't matter. It's usually what they look like,
Yeah.
which is freaking
Horrible.
bizarre to me.
Yeah.
Never judge a book by its cover, because some of the I post about that. I'm like, I may wear these flowy dresses and be cottagecore, but I'll still beat your ass.
Yeah.
And I literally just posted that, and
Yeah.
it's true, right? Like,
Yeah.
so just being yourself, but in reality, it is society. It's women against each other. It's the next best thing.
Yeah.
It's going, in my opinion, it's getting women out of the nurturing side of women. All women now are pushed to be boss babes.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that is the worst thing that we could ever do to women. Women they are the nurturer for a reason. And if you have kids, why would you not want to raise them?
Yeah.
Why do you have kids just to send them off and go to work and put them in daycare with who knows who?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes zero sense to me. And I guess everyone in their own right. And I actually just posted something yesterday, and this person said, how do I live off of one income if I want to stay home? And I said, you have to live within your means.
Yeah.
And the whole world blew up.
Huh.
And the reason is because it's true. I don't care how expensive it is to live right now.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it work. Don't go to fucking Starbucks every day, Brenda.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Or you can't get your nails done, or you can't go get your hair done. Or you can't go out with your girlfriends for your little lunch every 5 minutes. Like, there are ways. Don't have car payments. Living within your means, you can make it work. Anyone can.
Yeah.
And it depends on your jobs. Again, daycare is through the roof expensive, and it is insane. So tell me why it's more important for you to put your kids in daycare, and you make what, a couple $100 from your job then?
Yeah.
You might
Not
as
even
well
groceries.
stay
Might as
home.
well, yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. And again,
Come on, up. You really have a friend. You might have to take her home with you. And start her
I'm
milk out.
I'm in. She can live in my house. But yeah, it's sad with society right now. And every time I talk about this, women come in for the kill. And if they only knew that I'm not against them, I'm against society and what the government has made it for us women, and what they've pushed on us, and what the new norm is. That's what I'm pushing back against.
Yeah.
And I just wish women would more so understand that, and understand roles. Like, we got to stop tearing down our men.
Yeah.
We have to. Men are supposed to be protectors. Men were the ones way back when that were fighting for us. They were protecting us, they were fighting us, they were feeding us everything, and we were raising the kids.
Yeah.
When did that go the opposite
Yeah.
direction? But it's so funny to me, because women will sit there and say equal rights, right? We want the same jobs. I do not see any women going to do the oil business or the deep sea stuff, which are like the most dangerous jobs in the world. You don't want to do that, do you? I didn't think so.
Or get drafted.
Yeah. Like, just shut up. Just be a woman, because we need women to be women, and we need men to be men. And we got to stop tearing down the men who are trying to be men, because what's happening now is we have men that are weak. We have men that aren't protecting, and they will tear us apart.
Yeah.
They will tear us apart if they can control the men.
Well, it's funny you bring that up, because we read some of this a couple of years ago, and it's like, birth control, it's a chemical things, which, whatever you want, it's fine. But when you're on birth control, we found a lot of women, when on birth control, are very attracted to men that aren't masculine.
Yes,
right?
I saw that study.
Well, then all of a sudden they get pregnant, and now they're like, well, why am I with this dude? You're not a dude. And, I thought it was like, kind of, just mind rolls. Like, when do you think this started to switch? Like, was it like what, in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s? It just more recent? Like, I don't know if I really think about, like, when did that, like, sort of switch, and like when, or was it planned to be like, we don't want, you don't want your kids raised because you want them as a number. You want them to be brought into society, to put them right into the machine, to feed the machine. Like, was it designed that way? Because it was like even hard for me when we lived in Norway. Maternity leave is 2 years paid. 2 years, and what 6 weeks or something for women now. It's like, you 6-week-old baby is, you don't even know what you're doing at 6 weeks. You know how to take care of it. So I guess when do you think that population switch, or when did that mind switch came, that like it was not feminine to be home anymore, take care of the family, or be able to be motherly, basically?
Rockefeller.
Girl. It's sweet.
That's when I think the big change came is school systems. I
Uh,
think the indoctrination, and they had a plan the whole time, and we fed right into it.
yeah,
And it was, we'll take your kids. You go do what you gotta do.
yeah,
Have some stress relief, this and that, go work, go whatever. And at the time, people didn't probably think that it would be what it is now,
yeah,
but it 100% was when the school system started taking our kids and we handed them over.
yeah.
It's when everything became easy and convenient. It's the washing machine, but then it was the refrigerator, and then it was the grocery stores, and then it was everything else that made life so easy. And have you seen that clip or the show? What is it? 1823, 1923.
Mm,
Okay, so it's a TV show, and they go in and they say like, why would we need these things? You're selling a refrigerator or you're selling the washing machine. And they're like, why? And they're like, well, then you have leisurely, you can do all this stuff extra. And they're like, but then who pays for it? Then we
yeah,
have less time. And it was a mind blown situation. I'm surprised they even let that come out, but
yeah.
but it's true.
Yeah.
The more stuff you have, the more you have to work for it, and the more your life is revolving around the upper elites. Really, you're paying somebody else,
Hmm.
and you're away from your family, and you're paying somebody else. And then what? The retirement age is 65.
Yeah,
Most people don't even live till 80.
yeah. Or have what, a nice TV, a nice car,
Right,
a
and
bunch
for
for
what?
what?
It's all
Yeah.
status symbols, and I've tried pushing recently. Well, not recently, for a long time, that the real status symbols is letting your wife stay at home, having the freedom.
Mm.
It's homeschooling your kids. It's being in touch with nature and growing food and figuring out how our ancestors did it.
Go. Credit.
Oh,
Go. Oh.
yeah, there are plenty of ways to do things, and people just don't want to do them. People got lazy. People got dependent and
Convenience.
convenience,
Hmm.
and again, like I said, people don't and didn't probably think that it was going to turn out the way it is, but we've lost so much control. And that's when they started doing those shutdowns. I think people really started to see it. And I'm hoping, well, that is when I noticed a change in people realizing, hey, maybe if shit does hit the fan, we should probably know some sort of skill or
Something.
figure out something, because I mean, you couldn't get food, you couldn't go anywhere. Like, it was insane. We were getting
Hmm.
kicked out of businesses. I refused to wear masks.
Yeah.
I do not care. You're not going to control me. I'm
Yeah.
uncontrollable, ungovernable.
Yeah.
So it was, I think, at that point when people started being like, wow. And then I do think social media helped in that way, because then
Mm.
more people start seeing more people being like, this isn't right. What's
Mm.
going on? Okay, she's growing food. I can do it. Oh, you can do it in containers. And then there was so much information out
Well,
there on how to do it that I think it helped a lot of people
yeah.
try to figure it out and figure out how maybe they could do it too.
Yeah. All right, so here's one of the challenge for you. So, when we started pizza, it was about building community, and you mentioned like how we need to support each other on social media and building community. Do you think we could use the tool? Let's call it a tool, not a weapon at this point. Social
Okay.
media to create a revolution to get people to fight the system.
Yes.
All right.
I do. I do think that if enough people got together, and even like bonded, it can't just be on social media, because again, most people, when people come in and tear them down, they're followers. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of leaders anymore,
Yeah.
because we've all been pushed down and shoved down. So in order, I personally think you could start a big movement on social media, but then it has to be meetups. Like, you have to be face to face with people,
Hmm.
because it's hard nowadays, like with AI and everything, you don't know real from not real anymore. It's
Yeah.
scary. But I do think that a lot of people want to change and want to be less dependent on the government and be self sufficient. But I think that society makes it very, very hard. So if there was a community to get together and actually show up for each other
Hmm.
and start trading and bartering more, I think that we could get back, or at least a large community at the least.
Hmm.
But some people will never change.
Yeah.
And I mean, some people will shit on anything. I mean, I get shit for raw milk all the time. My kids are apparently going to die.
Yeah.
They're thriving. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah. Yeah. The raw milk, man, that's crazy right now. It's been a fight. We've been in it for 15 years, and it just seems to go up and down, and fights and fights and on and fights and fights, and it seems strange. Huh.
It
Well,
is
it's
strange.
interesting. It's good. It's like cool because it's such like a. Do you remember? You ever see this movie? It was in the early '90s called Surrogates with Bruce Willis. Everyone lived in a chair, and they had
Okay.
a surrogate that went out for them.
Okay.
You ever see it? You should see it. It's really great. It's
Okay.
a really great
Put it on my
surrogate.
movie
But
list.
yeah, but everyone that's actual human lives there, and then your surrogate, it's like a robot, the
Okay.
picture perfect robot. So the whole society is picture perfect, but they all live in a chair. It's called surrogates. Anyway,
Okay.
which is kind of what it feels like it is today, and it's kind of sucks because I have a well, really dear friend of mine. We call him Uncle Matty. He's not fit at any means. He totally gave up, and he's like done. He's like I refuse to sign up for any online dating. He's like, he won't do it. And he says, I tried to go to the bar, try to go to the grocery store, I try to do whatever. And he's like, I'm done. He's like, I just cannot do it unless you physically meet somebody online. And it's like, damn, dude. Like, I've been married, 20 years now. So it's a
Yeah.
different world when it was 20 years ago. But I wonder if that's like, are we like seeing a future of only online dating?
I've actually seen, so I have a relative, I'm not going to say who, but I have a relative and he's a bit younger and he can't, dating is almost near impossible
Yeah.
because he is strong with his beliefs more on our side. And the way these kids are being raised, it's the opposite. And these girls aren't that way. And it's hard to find a wife that you can trust and that wants the same things anymore. It's like, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary. And I think that I'm so happy that I'm married. I could
Yeah.
never date in
It's
a world
awesome.
like
I
this
know.
now.
Yeah.
I know it's like I would never want to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. I still try to believe, like I think about my kids. So my son turns 12 tomorrow.
Mm.
And I think, oh my gosh, he's gonna be dating, in the next couple years, whatever. Obviously I'm trying to wait as far as possible. But he eventually will be dating, but he's homeschooled and we have very specific, and my views, trust me, he's on that side too, and he's opinionated about it. Awesome. And he'll let you know. So I already know, I'm like, oh my gosh, how is this gonna work? And I know that it's gonna have to be like, we're big into fitness, so it'll have to be in the gym, or it'll have to be through sports or something like that. But it is weird. I don't think that they will date how we did when we were a kid. I just think it will actually be a lot older, which I'm all for. But I think it's going to be very strange and very hard.
Yeah. Would you contribute any of that to not in church group goers? Like, because that's what church group used to be. Like, when you really think about it, and now like almost everyone's out of religion now, and especially it's coming back, it's making a little bit of a resurgence. But I wonder if like those community days, like Sunday, to get together as a community, and I think it was so polarized. Why I got out of religion is because it was so polarizing and child, predators.
Yes.
And like we got so indoctrinated when we're millennials that it's like I don't want part of that.
Yeah.
Like, do you think maybe that has a play in it somewhere? Not having that anymore.
Not necessarily, because I think that any situation can be negative. And we don't want our kids to be negatively impacted in any way, shape, or form. That's why when everybody says, oh, your kids are homeschooled, how do they socialize? It drives me nuts, because the only socialization that comes into school, usually for majority, is not good.
Yeah.
It is usually negative, and it's usually bullying, it's usually anxiety, and it's usually this, and it's usually that. And I think that even in a church group, some of the nastiest, rudest, most disgusting people I've ever encountered are church people.
Yeah.
So I believe that the world is your church, the universe. I'm more like universe type, nature, animals, that way.
Fucking hippie.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
No labels.
No.
But yeah, I don't think that. I think that it would be good if you could find, again, a community like-minded like us, and then raise your kids the right way and all be present. So a lot of parents aren't present anymore. They just send their kids off. And I
Yeah.
see it so much with my kids' friends. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I need to be with you way more than you need to be with your friends, because who you surround yourself with, what you watch, what you
Mm-hmm.
read, it all kind of creates who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I refuse to let that be how my kids are raised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's really hard with the groups, and I've never been a church person. I have very opposite views on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that would work.
Yeah. What about sports for the kids? Because I get
So
that a lot too. Because our kids are Montessori; they're not
okay,
homeschooled, but they're Montessori. But they play sports and they love
yep,
it, which is funny because we were hippies. We lived in a yurt, no water, no electricity,
that's
and then
awesome.
what does your kid rebel as? They want to be a football player. Like, oh my god,
The
the weirdest
worst.
thing, right? But when you think about sports and like the future, do you think the kids show interest in sports? Is that something you get into, or?
Yeah, it's funny you ask, because we just spent $2,200 on my daughter's soccer select. She made select
Yeah.
team, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh my gosh.
cool.
So I do think sports are good because it shows, especially if you're homeschooled, because I do believe that you should be around, other people, but in a controlled way.
Yep.
So sports, it's really good with working with other people, discipline, pushing yourself, stuff like that, and having something that you love, being passionate about something, and working at it, because especially as they're getting older, if you don't work at it and you're not putting the effort in, you're out. You get cut. It's like, you can see. So a lot of things that I see is that kids don't have any work ethic. They don't have the desire. They don't have the push for anything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's sad. My son, he has been doing this landscape entrepreneur business thing of his
Cool.
for the last 2 years, and he, like, every day goes out and he's like, oh, I have a job at 12, I'll be back at 1, and then I have another job at 3, and it's just like weeding, spreading mulch in the neighborhood. He comes home with like $50. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
that's awesome, like being able to have the time for that. Like, if you're a crazy sports parent, there's a line.
Yeah.
We are not the crazy style where we're traveling like, we are trying to enjoy our life. We are not there wasn't an option for that. There was no, sorry, you can't play baseball, because that is, you're going everywhere all weekend long. That's just not how we want our life to be.
Yeah.
So you have other options, and my son plays football and basketball. But we definitely don't, like, we turned down a basketball, and it was on him too. He didn't want to do it last winter, because he's like, it's every Sunday at 2. I watch football. I hang out with my family. We are having fun. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So it's being able to also, like, let them make the decision, and seeing what they get into. Like, for sports in general, I like to dabble in all of them when they're younger, and then pick one.
Yeah.
We don't have to do all the sports.
Yeah.
But it is nice to be able to dedicate time to, especially as they're getting older. It keeps them out of mischief and problems, because unfortunately, I feel like kids aren't kids anymore.
Yeah.
They're just not, and it's extremely sad. Like, I shared yesterday, you will never believe. I'm gonna have you guess, per Google, how many hours per day do you think kids spend on screens?
Oof. Probably 8 to 10.
Good guess. 4 to 9 hours
4 to 9.
per
Oh,
day. First off, isn't 8 hours a day like a whole day?
that's a whole work day.
Like,
Yeah.
dude. So 4 to 8 hours or 9 hours a day on screens to entertain them. And I posted yesterday, and mine just ran 2 miles yesterday. Like, they're never on screens.
That's
Like, they never even ask, because they're out doing other things.
Yeah.
And again, that's on the parents. Like, my son, this is funny. He ding dong ditching. Baby, ding dong ditching. And I laugh so hard, because first off, he's not doing it at night, which is hilarious.
That's
Like,
I can see.
that's like not even ding dong ditching, but I didn't say nothing, because
Yeah.
it gets dark and my kids are home. I don't do the whole, I know, those commercials back in like the 90s where, like, do you know where your kids are?
Yeah.
I always know where my kids are. So it's at like 10 a.m. He's ding dong ditching with a couple of his friends. Love it, right? Funny.
Yeah.
It's a harmless prank. He got posted on Facebook. He got followed home. These people are like so angry. And I'm like, Would
Oh,
you rather them be on screens? Like, yes,
yeah,
you would, and that's sad.
that's true. Yeah.
And that's where it all ties in to what I'm trying to push is let kids be freaking kids, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta stop. We can't be at restaurants having kids on iPads. We
Yeah.
just can't. My kids know we play this game. Every time we go out to eat, whoever gets the waitress's name first wins, and then whoever uses it in a sentence first wins.
No.
So every single time they get the waitress's or waiter's name, and they make sure to use it in a sentence. They look people in the eye, and I get compliments on it
Cool.
all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you get compliments on simple things like that, your kid holding the door, them being polite, can you imagine how shitty kids are then?
Yeah.
Because those are
Normal.
basic. I feel like those are basic
Yeah.
things.
Huh. It's funny you bring that up because then we went to Burlington and we had to go through Honey Creek or whatever, and
Yeah.
there's these two. I couldn't believe it. These two kids rode their bike to the bridge and were fishing off the bridge. I was like, I can't remember the last time I saw that. You know, I was like,
Yep.
wow. I was like, I didn't know kids could be kids anymore.
Yeah, now there's e-scooters, e-bikes, new
Yeah.
fancy equipment.
Yeah. Well, this has been really, really, really enjoyable, Brandi. I really appreciate you coming out. Can you plug again? How do I find you? Where can I get your ebooks? Tell me kind of how I can find you.
Yeah,
Into that.
honestly, just go on my Instagram, or I'm on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I don't do the Twitter thing or X or whatever, but it's Mother Hen's Homestead, all one word. And all of my stuff is linked in there. In my bio, I have all the links to my ebooks, and I do like homemade products and stuff in there. And honestly, like I try to answer all of my messages too. So if anybody ever messages me, I go through email too. So I'm pretty easy to find. Just got to type it in.
Cool. Well, I
Yeah.
really appreciate you coming out today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
This has
of
been
course.
awesome.
Yeah.
I loved
right.
it. Awesome.
Sweet.
That was awesome.
Yeah, you did great. That was awesome.
I see, and that's the crazy thing is like I could talk for freaking hours about it.